Basel 3.1. Basel 4. Whatever you call it, it's coming. And if you sit on a bank's risk or finance team, you're in the middle of a decision that defines your capital position for the next 10 years. Standardized, IRB, or a mix with the output floor on top. This model is the calculator that lets you actually see the answer. Both approaches fully implemented. The output floor, quarter by quarter. A migration analysis that tells you which portfolios are better off where. Let me show you. Every calculation is open. No locked cells, no black box macros. Your risk team can see exactly how each exposure maps to its risk weight, and your validators can challenge any cell. One dropdown runs the whole thing. Baseline, conservative, aggressive calibration. I flip it. And every risk weight, every floor calculation, every ratio updates in a second. Every parameter lives on one sheet. Exposure balances by class. Risk weights calibrated to the final CRR3 text. Output floor factor, transitional arrangements, loss severity inputs for IRB portfolios. When CRR3 finalizes further, you change a cell, not the logic. When your team wants to test an alternative interpretation, you have one clean input to change. Not buried, not hard-coded. Every asset class a European bank holds, mortgages, corporates, retail, banks, sovereigns, equities, securitizations, specialized lending, each with the right risk-weight table behind it. The standardized approach. Every exposure class calculated the way CRR3 prescribes. Residential mortgages split by LTV bucket with the new loan-splitting approach applied. CRE with income-producing treatment. Corporates with external ratings and the unrated fallback. Retail with the revolving versus term distinction. Specialized lending across project, object, commodities. Total SA RWA, broken down by class, across your portfolio. Quarterly, 20 quarters forward. For banks using IRB, the internal ratings-based calculation sits on the next tab. Same portfolio, different methodology. PD, LGD, and EAD per exposure. The regulatory correlation formula applied with its risk weight function. The 1.06 scaling factor applied. The output is your IRB RWA. And right here is where this model earns its keep. Because you can see, in the same file, with the same exposures, what the difference between SA and IRB actually is for your book. Not theoretically, quantitatively. This is the tab that matters most under Basel IV, the output floor. Your IRB RWA can't be less than 72.5% of the standardized equivalent once the floor is fully phased in. That's what this tab enforces. Quarter by quarter, with the phase-in factor ramping from 50 up to 72.5. What you see is your capital requirement under three numbers: SA, IRB unconstrained, and IRB with floor. The binding one at any quarter highlighted. This determines whether IRB accreditation is still worth the cost of maintenance for your book. Market RWA. Standardized approach with the sensitivities-based calculation, calibrated to FRTB. Operational risk using SMA, with business indicator and internal loss multiplier. CVA, using the SA with delta and vega buckets. All three roll up into total RWA alongside credit, which hits the capital ratios tab. CET1, Tier 1, total capital. 20 quarters. Against every regulatory minimum, every buffer, every MDA threshold. The migration analysis. For every portfolio, The model tells you which approach produces lower RWA under your parameters. A true side-by-side, which is the answer your strategy team is trying to produce in a separate exercise. It's in the model. And the sensitivity tables. How much does the output floor move if your IRB calibration is 5% more conservative? What happens to CET1 under 100 basis point density shock? Two-way tables. Live. The integrity layer. Every component reconciles. Risk weight buckets match exposure totals. SA and IRB sum to the same aggregate. Output floor ties to both sides. Capital ratios in correct tier order. If any fails, master cell goes red. Honestly, if your team is building a Basel 3.1 parallel run in a spreadsheet that's a third of the way implemented and already fragile, this is what you want. Both approaches, done properly. Output floor built in from the start. Migration analysis that's actually decision useful. It's on sfsmodels.com under Basel 4. Thanks for watching.